Yup, you guessed it. Welcome back, viewers. I'm Nan, the CSL Trailblazer, and we're here with another episode on fluency when speaking English. Teacher, student, I got you covered. These episodes are meant for you. You can always adjust some of the things that I give you. They're just ideas, and hopefully we can go with the flow. Today's episode, I'm revisiting an oldie but a goodie, and this one I'm going to send to you directly into the brain because it's so incredibly valuable and crucial and essential language and versatile. You like that language? Yeah, it is versatile. And I'm talking about describing trends. Before we get started, here's the quote. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Yes, love that quote. Get your students talking or have a conversation about it. How important or what does that mean to you? Is really courage such an essential element? I would argue that it is. But that's for another time. Right now, let's get with describing trends. Right after this brief message. Bing! Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right into it. So, describing trends. Versatile is an understatement. The language is so incredibly flexible. You can use it everywhere for anything, okay? Mainly trends, because that's the title of this episode, but not only. You can talk about costs, you can talk about markets, you can talk about value in markets or value in the things and assets that you own or liabilities that you might have, okay? So what language are we talking about here? They come into two distinct groups. The first group is the one that people familiarize themselves as they go through the English levels, okay? Those are words where you need a combination that describes the speed and the direction. Okay, so the direction, very straightforward. You know these words: increase, decrease, rise, fall, go down, go up, drop. Okay, some of them are verbs, some of them are nouns, okay? And depending on which one you use, you add the appropriate speed that tells you how fast it's moving in that direction. Okay, so the words that I've got for you for this lesson is slight, gradual, steady, substantial, dramatic, significant. Okay, dramatic adds an emotional element to it. And so they would use it on TV or in headlines, okay? But it pretty much means the same as a lot, like substantial and significantly. Steady, if you add increase or decrease, means that it's kind of going slowly down or up. But if you just say remains steady, then that's a straight line, okay? Slight, a little bit, gradual, or okay? You get the idea. Now, why is this language so versatile? Because you don't have to talk about direction with increase and decrease. You can talk about a slight or substantial risk, a slight or substantial change, okay? A slight or substantial opportunity, okay? Or threat or danger. There's other words that go with that language that is lovely and helps you articulate what you want to say better, okay? The other thing is, what can you use it in? You can use it when you're presenting graphs, pie charts, stop, rewind. Let's begin again. So, charts, pie charts, line graphs, okay? Statistics. If you're giving a presentation at your work and you need to describe these things, that's the language you need, okay? What other areas? Well, when you're talking about trends, you're having a small talk conversation or you're out with friends and you're discussing what's happening in society, lifestyle, habits, finances, shopping, what's happening in the social media world and the trends there, okay? All of that requires this language when you want to talk about it. You want to talk about special diets, carnivore, vegan, vegetarian, blah, 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 blah. What are the trends when it comes to that, okay? You want to talk about fashion, you want to talk about expenses, that's another area. Costs, going up and down. Usually, if you're quite cynical, you're going to be thinking, inflation, everything's going up, nothing's getting cheaper. But wait a minute, there's got to be some stuff that's gotten maybe even free. I mean, how much do you pay for your internet service? Remember, if you're paying for services, this language is fantastic, okay? So gradually the cost of internet is dropping, okay? Or maybe significantly, or maybe dramatically. Well, on the other hand, if you want to buy some milk, it might be significantly going up over the past couple of years, especially since the pandemic. If you want to talk about medicine, the pandemic, COVID, diagnoses, treatments, the language for up and down here is fantastic. Okay, now what's the other category of words? It is one word that describes both the direction and the speed. What are the main ones? Here we go. Soar or surge. If something is soaring like a rocket in the sky, it's going straight up, okay? If the prices soar at the gas station, that means you're paying a lot more than you were yesterday for fuel, which has happened to some of us over the past 6 months. Luckily, there's been a significant drop in that, and it's not as bad now as it was 6 months ago or a year ago when the Ukrainian war started, okay? So plummet, plunge, those are the opposites, synonyms. Going straight down. You plunge into the water if you jump off a cliff. You plummet to the ground if you jump out of a plane. Okay? If prices plummet, well, that's kind of good for us. We don't have to pay as much, okay? But if the value of something plummets, then we're in trouble, especially if it's an asset, okay? What else we got? Tumble, slump, and leap. Those three I'm grouping together because they're not used for costs and prices, but more like value in markets, okay? So if there's a slump in the real estate market, in the housing market, in the stock market, in the commodities market, you get the idea. You're going to use these three words. Slump, going down. Like if you're on a losing streak, you're in a slump. If you're a professional sports athlete or team, okay? Leap, slightly going up. It's a jump forward, okay? Tumble, down the stairs, right? Gradual decrease, okay? The other words I got for you are phrasal. Pick up, shoot up. You can qualify them with a word, slightly or substantially pick up. And that will tell you how much it's gone up, all right? Both of them are describing up, right? Finally, I got the word volatile, which means up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? And turmoil, when we don't know what's gonna happen, okay? And usually that's in a recession or while we're kind of trying to battle a recession, okay, if it's business-wise. However, you don't have to go into the business context with your students if they're younger. You can just help them get acquainted with this language by telling them to talk about different trends that are happening around them at their age group that's relevant to them, and different costs, again, relevant to them with what they're buying. If it's video games, ask them about video games, okay? So you get the idea. The list of examples is too long for me to cover here, but if you need a lesson idea, there's one right here on my website. Click it, check it out. It's got a lot more ideas and topics that you can incorporate this speaking topic, for your lesson. Thank you very much for your viewership. Share if you care. And I'll be back with another episode very soon. You're the rock stars. I'll be back with more. See you later.